Okay, I would like to start the APDA affiliate presentation. As I expected, audience almost know very few person. In case of the IDA affiliate forum, no special guidance what kind of topics. In the past, we did this kind of the affiliate forum, which is a more common title item we discuss. But this time, each affiliate doing presentation their own way. So in case of the APDA and the following JD forum is quite unique. We are back to the history and past activity. No more future yet. And also some proposal I did. First one is the history and the management of the APDA. After that, APDA's characteristics. This is a very quite a different situation compared with other affiliate. And example of activity I show you. And during the past 10 years, we have many topics, special topics. And IDA's headquarters requested promotion of the local affiliate to the IDA community. But I don't know detail. In the last time, Korea Desalination Association was done here. Professor Hon-san proposed, but this is related to this item. You can see this is always I show you. The IDA have a regional affiliate and association affiliate. So in the board meeting, representative of the regional affiliate have a power to board, but the association affiliate have no power to board. And this is the one advantage of the regional affiliate. And you can see the IDA have 16 affiliates, and this side is affiliate. You can see AMUTA or Caribbean, EDS, JDA. So in the case of the Asia Pacific, Australian, Japan, and China. Please keep in mind, still these member is regional. It means member of the affiliate over 50 cross-linked person will be here. On the other hand, association affiliate will be easy to be, this member does not count the membership. So many affiliates from Asia Pacific, 4. And we admitted to the Taipei also. And you can see the Asia Pacific, it looks like EDS, but many countries have their own affiliate. That's why the only APDA is a very unique situation. That means you can see this is a regional affiliate. These are association affiliate. Just between this kind of area, APD organized as a neutral stage between the regional and association affiliate. And still APDA is affiliate, association affiliate. So I always participate board meeting. However, from the APDA have no voting stage yet. And I'm back going to say history of APDA and its management. Clue to the APDA establishment based on 2 conferences. First one is the China-Japan Congress 205 at Qingdao. At that time, Chinese association is a CDA. Please remember CDA. Right now they call MIAC. CDA means China Desalination Association. And after that, Asia Water Membrane Forum was held in Japan. That one is ah, you can see this is 205 in Qingdao. From the China side, big guy stay like this. So China is going to start the desalination activity 205 after 207. And this is a 206 in Tokyo. Gasan Eiji at the time is the president of IDA, and they are the member together. So you understand this is India, PK Temarishan, and China. These member we enjoy the after meeting, and from this meeting, they are going to establish Asia Pacific. That's the source clue of the APDA association start. And board member of APDA, according to the regulation, like this. At least president and vice president member came from the regional affiliate, except PK Temarishan, India. So far, JDA, Australia, and China have a power to be the president or vice president. And the other member will be the board member. This is the best. And the president is Japanese myself. And Secretary General is Chinese, located in Beijing. And China much contribution to promote this kind of the APD activity. And show you the photograph. But anyway, already history of APDA joint conference, including workshop, is run like this. Almost each year, we have a joint conference. So, for example, the Singapore have Singapore Water Weeks. So already during the SIWW, 3 times joint conference. Australia 2, India 2, and in China is we have to count CDA, MIAC. So in China already 3, and KDPA once, and China Taipei only once. But China and the Chinese Taipei have, as you know, the political issue we always have to consider. But anyway, I show you the photograph. This is the first joint conference in China. China side, many big guy on the stage. Even small APDA joint conference like this, China way, like IDA general meeting, like. And this is in case of the Australian APDA and joint conference. So in this room, always, Kwak-san from Tore also joined, and China, and also Australia, and from Singapore, and especially you can see the David Furukawa. He was a second generation of U.S. citizen, but Japanese second, and like this. So quite a few member, however, very good relationship. This is Australia, Sydney. And this is India. I think India 2 times already. Mumbai, and this is Chennai's case. This is a China uh, joint conference, and you can see this is a Luang, and professor of the Tianjin University, right? And this is China basically started the CDA, but inside the conflict between the CDA and the MIC happened. This is a big political issue during the past IDA and APDA history. I explained it. But anyway, after changing from CDA to the MIC, like this person is awarded. You can see from these tables, uh, Doriori contributed too much for the Chinese development of the desalination technology. And this lady is director of the Tianjin CO2 Desalination Association's research laboratories. So she became vice president of APDA, and he is a Yu-san. This is a secretary general of APDA. And since now, what kind of characteristics Far East APDA Asian Pacific have? I think the what happened market, what happened the technology, what happened the research, I show you as Asia Pacific countries. You can see this is summarized by Miriam Balaban. She started the publication of the Desalination Journal in 1965. Since then, almost 60 years passed. Then each year, like this is a number of paper, and this is a contributed country. So, like this, up to the 1971, the market itself is a type of the MS. So, Japanese supply almost all Middle East MS plant. That means you can see USA, UK, Ireland. This is very strong in the MSF. Japan will be located this area, and Australia. No other country here in Asia. However, up to the 1985, reverse osmosis technology expanded, followed to the MSF. So India, China, Australia appeared, but Japan is very strong situation. Number 2 according to the Japan, no, USA. Up to this area, Japan still keeping second position. But you can see the Australia, and in this case, Korea also appeared in this MSF. And up to the 205, already Japan dropped, and like this. And China is very strong now in this area. And just recently, 206, 215, already the paper application much change. You can see the China number 1 globally, India number 2, and Korea is very strong country now. Japan will be like this. So Singapore very famous in water area and 2 big university. However, if we discuss desalination, not so strong, very weak position. So totally, since 1966 to 2015, you can see from these tables, almost Asian countries major now. So technologically, Scala university's paper from Asia Pacific area. Japan is no more in this area, I think. So from this table, transition of the paper up to the each year is summarized. So when some country started aggressively on desalination research will be appear this here. In case of Korea, I would say that after 1980, I think. Japan is 1970. So time lag for each year, each country. So in case of China, you can see the almost aggressively, just recently, increase of the paper. This is surprisingly increased. And another advantage or characteristic of Asia Pacific is that government-funded research is very popular and strengthened. From these tables, USA is in the OSW time very strong, but after that no support from government. Only supported is like this, and this is very famous. This year, President Trump approves some idea on water research. This is between this area, EU, Singapore, Korea, Saudi, Australia, Japan, Korea. From these tables, Korea is very strong supported government, and Japan is maybe number 2. It means technology, new technology will be come from Japan, Korea, and no Singapore. And we have a lunch meeting in Perth. From these tables, you can see the big guy, almost 80 years old boy. But anyway, they leading this kind of research. Except of these tables, China separate. I don't count the China's investment. So including China, it means that China, Korea, Japan, Singapore, you can see very, very aggressive investment for the R&D. And today, Dr. Tsuzuki is this department. First person is Ueda, second person is Tsuzuki-san. And from the point of the market, how do behave like this? You can see America, Asia Pacific, and the Middle East. Almost, you believe, 1970 to now, this is Middle East. And blue one is United States. However, 2010, Asia Pacific area on the destination market volume overcome United States. So roughly speaking, United States and the Asia Pacific market looks even now, but the trend will be different. Since now, I show you what kind of the APDA joint conference was done. I always concern about each country's strategy by government-funded R&D. Always I keep and share the knowledge, advanced knowledge. So first one is like this, Megaton and Korea. This is a member of the Korea, Japan, and this is also same member, Chinese, like this, Singapore. So they announced their own national government-funded research explained. And more detail, I show you one example. This is the last Singapore Water Weeks. We had the SWA, Singapore Water Association APD joint. On the same day, IDA and PUB joint conference separately, no relation. And from these tables, first session is emerging technology by government funded. So first speaker is Singapore, second is like China strategy, And third is the Japan Megaton project. And finally, Korea, In-S Kim-san present. So, for example, new technology appeared from this kind of presentation. And also, session 2 is emerging independent companies, unique technology from Asia Pacific. These kind of topics discussed half a day. This is that photograph. This is a presentator. China, Singapore is government and private companies. This is a China, Professor Kim-san and Hitachi-san, and this is Australia. So this kind of advanced technologies presentation is a good chance to share the knowledge. So special topics I explain. Change of China affiliate from Chinese designation to the MIAC. In China, the naming of China is very important. However, government does not approve the name of China. So China government strongly denies the presence of the China affiliate designation. That's why we have to change from the other association. Already, China established the Membrane Industry Association of China, so-called MIAC. So we have to link to the MIAC. And probably support the realization of World Congress. You can see the World Congress. I'm one of the site selection committee this time. So Korea and Kenya final bidding. Finally, that's Mombasa, Kenya is selected. But that kind of the political issue is very important. So you can see back to the Yokohama, Japan. Japan already in early times, World Congress. I was first time to visit here as a researcher, not manager. But Japan is very strong early stage of the IDA because initial stage is MSF. After that, membrane technology, especially reverse osmosis technology, is the most advanced. That's why the reason. And second, Singapore is 205. PUB very eager to have a conference in Singapore due to the aggressive government policy. And third policy is path. Australia also has, many CO2 plant installed. That's why they have to invite World Congress path. After that, APDA, as APDA, we are quite interested to invite World Congress to China. This is a case, Tianjin, China. And also, we supported establishment of the KDPA because Korea much contribution to the desalination world. So like Doosan, we have to deny the presence of the Korea. So I contacted In-S Kim-san or the other guy, and also Mr. Kwak-san stay here. He's Korean, so we are going to establish the Korean Desalination Association. And just recently, just 2 months ago, I visited last September, just 1 month ago, I visited Taipei. We are going to workshop between APDA and Taiwan Chinese Taipei. However, finally, as you know, right now, China and the Taipei government, very political issue happen. So suddenly, we have to give up the conference itself because nobody from the China. That's kind of always happens. In this room, no Chinese, I guess, but it's okay. So this is a photograph of the Chinese, Korean KDPA established inauguration. So center table, like this person is a K Water, the Professor Ines Kim-san. And this is a Secretary General Kak-san, like this. And okay, and do some people and Professor also here. And this is the final, I think. Co-sponsorship between あれちょっと yeah okay and I missed one point. APDA itself have no budget, special budget. So already over 10 joint conference, but the host country organize everything. So other guest is visited and presentation and air ticket or such accommodation will be paid by their own countries, but basically no money. It means after conference, many profit available, especially in China. Audience is over 100 already. Some conference is over 1,000. It means much money will be available. However, we don't say about the profit discussion yet. But you can see the co-sponsorship, APD as affiliate, AMTA like this is one proposal because Asia Pacific mainly the source of technology. I would say no more United States, basically. What is a new technology? That's my opinion. So Asia Pacific group always source of technology, so we can exchange this kind of big. In the old time, for example, the maybe 30 years ago, in case of the AMTA and JDA have going to have a joint conference in Hawaii, but not established. Marianza is here. Okay. And next, another one is a joint conference. IDA, APG is just between and each affiliate, such as the IDA, APDA, MIAC. This is a more good idea, I think. However, Professor Hong-san asked me in a Korean Desalination Forum, still now happen. How do assign the profit? Almost all headquarter or local affiliate. That's kind of not yet dissolved. So that's why the establishment of this kind quite difficult. But we have to do. And this is the next APDA MIAC conference will be Tianjin end of this year, probably November or end of October. And why this APDA joint conference surrounding, and this year especially, please visit China. China, Dr. Luan-san and Mrs. Lee-san, much involved in APDA. They have a huge research laboratory, and also they are established 40,000 CO2 plant as a training. So they welcome to visit. I visited a couple of years ago there. That's a planning stage, but now they say already established. So it's one example and growing. It's a typical symbol of the growing China R&D. So, okay, this is my presentation. Please say freely, ask me. Sorry, no data, just history.
ADS is cooperating with the Spanish Society because we're going to Spain, to Las Palmas. So we decided that each one would have its own conference, its own, that is, even if we're together,
Okay.
one conference, one sponsors, and takes in the, we hope, covers the cost, maybe profit, and then the other conference, the other, instead of mixing it.
ちょっと、sorry, another
Yeah, you mentioned that there was a problem because if there are partners, then you can't figure out how you'll manage the profit, hopefully profit, maybe loss. But what EDS and IDEA, the Spanish Society, are doing is we have one conference and bear the costs, bear the loss if but we hope profit. And then they do the other conference. So there's no problem of this sharing.
Okay. And you know, Mia Baraba-san stay here. It's very happy. MIAC and CDA, they are two big association in China, and some trouble happens separate. But EDS, representative by Mia Baraban-san, already joint conference with CDA. So I had recent one over 1,000 people together. So always held in Qingdao, I guess. On the other hand, MIC's conference is moving around Beijing or Shanghai or so. Big difference is like this. MIC's conference still over 500 people together, but controlled by government. It means a more top-down conference in China. However, in CDA, before that, their survey, what kind of topics is audience expected, then gather the presenter. So over 1,000 people together, and especially the European team always supports such activity. My email. And in case of the MIC, nobody, only I am myself, only one, visited a presentation. But they say they call international. Only one presentation, however, Chinese way. Okay, so thank you very much for your kind attention.